Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Technology Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 at 11 a.m. And can we get a roll call, please?
Covert,
Here.
Berlin,
Here.
Kaplan,
Here.
Childress,
Yes.
Eckhoff,
Here.
Galassi, Henry,
Here.
Kuzniak,
Here.
Lucas, Rutledge. Here. White,
Here.
you.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Good morning. For chair remarks, I would like to highlight two tech events that IT department sponsored recently. One taking place 2 weeks ago and the other happening this Friday. These events are not just opportunities for learning and networking, but they are also crucial for our collective efforts to make our technology environments safer and more efficient. So we had the ransom workshop. The IT department hosted a highly successful countywide ransomware workshop on Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. The hands-on immersive tabletop exercise, co-hosted by our strategic vendor partner, Cohesity and Michelle Amonte, DuPage County cybersecurity engineer, was a testament to our collective efforts in making all our technology environments safer. It was a proud moment for us as several municipalities, agencies such as OSHM and ETSB and departments, as well as IT staff participated in this joint exercise. This Friday, March 21st at 10 a.m., Debbie Deasy and Shanita Thompson, co-chairs of the AI Task Force, are hosting a Gov AI tool demonstration and discussion on practical AI use cases for municipalities. This session will enable participants to observe an AI tool designed specifically for government organizations in action and discuss essential best practices for the safe and responsible adoption of AI and municipal operations. By the end of the session, participants will have a clear understanding of how AI can be leveraged to enhance municipal operations and the necessary precautions to ensure its safe and ethical use. Congratulations to the IT department's Debbie Deasy and Rhonda Breyer, the 18th Judicial Circuit Court, for being a Smart Cities Awards finalist for the FVCC Domestic Violence QR Code Project. The winner will be announced soon, so let's wish them the best of luck. Moving on, is there, yes?
When and where that is that? Before Friday?
That event will be Friday.
It's virtual,
March
so
21st.
yeah, you have to sign up. I can send a link out to you.
That'd be
to,
perfect.
yeah, sign up for it, but it's, let me cheer if you want. So let me talk about Gov AI. Gov AI is a generative AI tool that you can use to create chatbots, do other things with like ChatGPT, or Copilot, but it is created specifically for government use. So government people, put input into it and they developed a tool to help out on the government side. So we think that the municipalities, specifically counties, already looking into it. So we're doing it on behalf of the county, the IT department, but we're now making it available to municipalities because they may want to take advantage of it. And then the second part is the, just lost my train of thought. The use cases, sorry. So a lot of times there are folks, municipalities in particular, they don't know how to use AI. I know it's a great tool. It makes sense. People are talking about it, but how does it apply to me? How can I use it to benefit the technology or the business processes within my municipality? So we're going to show them. We're going to basically show how they're successfully, how other government organizations have applied AI, how they're currently using it today, and how potentially they can use it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's a good event. We'll send out the invitation to you and you can sign up for it.
Anthony,
Okay.
have you seen the Fed Insider that does a lot of training on AI and what's happening, and all the different governmental entities are using it in different ways? They're right now having at least two conferences a week on the virtual conferences, but they're really worthwhile to listen. A lot of them worthwhile to listen to today.
Yeah.
And so if you've got time,
All right.
look it up and it's worth it.
Yeah. AI is going to
I'm gonna be an
transform.
expert in AI pretty soon.
I think we all have to be honest. It's going to transform how we work and how we operate as a society. So personally, it's going to change how you do things on a daily basis, but each and every one of our jobs will be impacted by it. It's not gonna replace jobs, let me just say that, but it'll help supplement and make things much easier.
Member to start.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask Gwen, so where do you listen to that? Is that like a podcast or
what?
something? Where do you listen to what you're
I
talking
listen
about?
to
Is it a
computer,
podcast?
it's a website, it's a webinar.
It's in the fan
But
school.
where do you find it?
Oh, I'll send it to you. I'll
Oh,
send you.
okay.
those.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Alright. Do we have any public comment?
No.
No public comment today. Moving on to approval of minutes. Do I have a motion I entertain a motion on 25,
So
5
moved.
through 7, approval of minutes for the Technology Committee regular meeting Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. Motion, I have a second. Any corrections, deletions? All in favor? Thank you. Moving on to procurement requisitions. I entertain a motion on TECO 225, amendment to county contract issued to Inside Public Sector for the replacement of backup appliances and annual maintenance and support of the Lita's Net backup software for information technology to increase the encumbrance by $16,488.45, resulting in an amended contract total of $391,207.29, an increase of 4.40%. I have a motion, I have a second. Are there any questions or discussion? Yes,
Sure.
yes.
I just want to let the committee know that this particular item is for us to add capacity to our backup system. We're running out of space. We have virtual backups, running not actual tape, and we're running out of space. We are working on updating basically our policies for retention. We're working with the state's attorney's office, Connor directly, on creating new retention policies. We need to create retention policies because we keep data forever. And we need to come up with a policy that says for this particular item, maybe delete or purge it after 10 years, 5 years, so on and so forth. If we do that, it'll save us a lot of money. Otherwise, we're going to have to keep adding capacity. So you may see this until we come up with a policy. You may see more ads until we come up with a policy that says go and purge some of that data that you have. But we have quite a bit out there.
That was the question I had.
Member Childress.
Yeah, but you answered it. How long do we keep the data? And you said we keep it forever, right?
Pretty much indefinite.
Some stuff indefinitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I was thinking, Anthony, when you do that, or will you check and see with the state how long we have to keep those things on the computer that you just can't go delete them?
And that's why we're
We
working.
can't delete them, so.
Yeah.
We have to work, and we have to clean out our files periodically, but, I think it would be helpful if you guys could give some additional advice to folks here with their departments.
We will. That's why we're working with the state's attorney's office so that we can look at it from a legal perspective, what we can delete, what we can't delete, what we need to keep.
And it's one of those things where every elected official in county department is a separate records disposal certificate with the state archivist. So part of that is disposing of records either intentionally or accidentally is an incredibly cumbersome process, which I guess is good in some senses and challenging in others. So part of it is we need to make sure that, one, we're complying with the state archivist decision, two, we're meeting the retention requirements of the law, and three, that we need to figure out a system where we're appropriately categorizing records that need to be maintained in one fashion versus another. And it's a bit of a Herculean task.
I think we still have to get permission to delete.
Once you have
the
a
state At this point.
Once you have a records disposal certificate, as long as you're removing them in compliance with that, you're generally okay. But you still need to have a sign off, like an annual sign off.
Right.
Member Gibb.
Thank you, Chair. My question is, I know that some of our backup is cloud-based, right? And so I wasn't sure if this is for our backup servers, and is it necessary that we have it here, or do we have a policy with regard to where we are keeping everything?
So this is specifically storage in the cloud, so. it's
Oh,
not-
okay, it is. for the
It's not
cloud.
on site, yeah.
I got it. Thank you.
All right, any more questions? All
So
right,
Connor, when will that be ready?
Like I said, it's a Herculean task. It takes a long time to go through and figure out exactly what we have, how we have it, and to negotiate with the state archivist. But it's one of a few projects that's being worked on. I'm hopeful we can get something done in the near future, at least to start. But if we're going to start looking backwards, somebody's going to have to crunch the data. That's the big thing for flags. In some places like, I'll give you a good example. State law requires that all records relating to certain types of prosecutions be maintained indefinitely. Maybe that's something where it's better for us to keep paper records on it versus keep them digital because it's cheaper or easier. Maybe. So we need to, and I'm just picking an arbitrary example, but there are circumstances like financial records were required to maintain certain types of them indefinitely. So we just need to make sure we're right sizing everything and categorizing everything correctly and making sure we're not keeping duplicates.
All right, okay, so any other questions or comments? All right, all in favor? We have a motion and a second, all in favor? All right, moving on to entertainment at 6B. I entertain a motion on TEP 525, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Insight Public Sector for the procurement of OCTA single sign-on multi-factor authentication licensing
So moved.
for information technology for the period of April 30th, 2025 through April 29th, 2026 for a contract total amount of $99,609.08, contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All right, all in favor? Thank you. Moving on to 6C, I entertain a motion on 25-627, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Verizon Wireless for wireless tablet and machine services for Information Technology Department of Transportation.
So moved.
Stormwater, second, for the period of February 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $24,300 in compliance with Government Purchasing Act. I have a motion and a second. Is there any question? Discussion? All right, all in favor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, if
Yes.
I may, just a quick comment for the committee. So this particular item was brought about from the auditor's office. So the IT department, stormwater, and DOT all had contracts with Verizon. Verizon isn't our primary cellular provider or wireless provider. It's AT&T FirstNet. But we still use Verizon for a few different things, and so do they. But basically, the auditor noticed that the cost collectively is over the $15,000 threshold. Bill's record, so he can answer that. And he asked us, he said that it made sense from auditing standpoint for us to keep it all on one PO. So we're consolidating now, putting it all on one PO. All contracts, and there's about 5 of them, will be on one PO going forward. There are 3 others. I think it's ETSB, Sheriff's Office, and Public Works. They also have separate contracts. Theirs don't end until October. When that happens, we're going to combine them all into one PO. So that we have one PO for Verizon.
Just a very brief supplement for that. After my office noticed that we were going over the county policy limit of $15,000, we recommended that IT contact procurement, and then they put the contract in place. So we're just, we'll be in good shape going forward.
Thank you. Oh, moving on to 6D, I entertain a motion on 25-670, recommendation for the approval of a contract.
No.
I'm sorry?
We vote on 60.
We did vote, yes. Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Site Improve Inc. for annual web governance services for information technology for the period of May 1st, 2025 through April 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount of $18,998.31. Exempt bidding. Purchases which should not exceed $35,000. Have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye. So, moving on to informational items, I move to replace and receive and place on file JPS CO 225. Amendment to purchase order 7357-1 issued to Heartland Business Systems to increase the contract and coverage in the amount of $23,213.20 for a new contract for not to exceed $220,089.81, an increase of 11.79%. Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, that's moving on to, oh, all in favor? All right, moving on to 7B. I entertain a motion to receive and place on file on JPSP 16-25. Recommendation for the approval of the contract purchase order to Flock Safety to provide continuation of the Flock ALPR program for the Sheriff's Office for the period of March 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2029, for a contract amount not to exceed $777,602.74, not suitable for competitive bids. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Member Rutledge. Are there any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on to 7C, I entertain a motion to receive and place on file JPSP 18-25. Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to West Publishing Corporation. Thomas Burgess West for the purchase of 50 online passwords for Westlaw/Edge online legal research for the period of April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2030, for a total contract amount not to exceed $155,328, not suitable for competitive bids. I have a motion and I have a second. Any questions or comments? All right, all in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to 7D, I entertain a motion to place and receive and place on file 25-544, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Harris Govern for annual software maintenance and support services as needed for the period of April 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025, for a contract total amount not to exceed $15,891.75. Not suitable for competitive bid sole source. I have a motion. Did I have a second from member you? Do I have a second? Yeah. All right, thank you. All right. And any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to old business. Does anybody have any old business? Yes, member
I
Stark.
do. I didn't know that I did, but I do. Back to 7C, I just don't understand. I don't understand. So we're paying like $3 per password. We're buying passwords? I don't understand.
Yeah, honestly, these are here for informational reasons so that all technology related items go through this committee, so we're aware of it. But this is,
Oh, it's the circuit card.
yeah, this is not our item. And I do ask that they all have members here to answer questions like this, but.
I mean, do we
Right.
regularly buy passwords?
Yeah, so
instead of-
it's actually just access to an account with Westlaw, and every attorney, if they're doing legal research, they have to have an account with Westlaw. That's,
And so we only have 50 attorneys?
I'm assuming so.
Some of it may be for the law library, because members of the public also have access to case search tools at the law library. This is basically the database that allows attorneys and members of the public to conduct legal research, find cases, find statutes.
And then you plug in passwords?
Yeah, it's like any account.
So it's like a one-time password use?
I don't know. I believe it's for like a public terminal style thing or for employees, like staff attorneys.
Now, is
I
it,
just didn't know.
no, I thank you. Is this, do you know which committee this is going through?
It's
Is
with
it
JPS.
It's with
JPS?
JPS.
That's what I figured. Okay.
I can ask Suzanne to give you some information.
Good, thank you.
Counter isn't for the judges.
It might be for the judges as well. I don't know if they,
There's only about 6 computers in the law library.
I don't know if they lump all the passwords together, but
I
that's,
know you don't go down there, but you get your own
I
library.
don't like books. They make me feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
But it's access, it's essentially giving individuals access to the system so they can do searches.
Are these also for the state attorneys?
No, I think we have our own account.
Okay. Okay, so more of the public?
I think it would be for potentially judicial employees and potentially the law library.
Okay.
But I'll-
You guys probably don't know all this, but I just didn't understand why we were buying passwords.
It's a funny way to say accounts
Yeah, it's accounts, so it should be written.
or licenses.
Yeah.
Any other old business? All right, moving on to new business. Is there any new business? All right, seeing no new business, I entertain a motion to adjourn. And we are adjourned. Thank you very much.